when it comes back to North Dakota, there are some changes for the better, so that this can be a national event that feels like a national event. And I'd like to see more drivers come out and support it.
But I think Tupac once said it best. I see no changes. Dun, 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 dun.
That song is going to be stuck in my head. Thank you, Jessup.
Speeding up, no slowing down.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Track Packers podcast for episode 30 of season 4. 30 episodes into season 4. How much fun we have on this show. Today we have myself, Mason, and the Pelkeys, Jessup and Becca, for this week's episode. Mr. Jessup, how are you doing this week?
It was a close one, Mason. I wasn't sure I was going to make it for the drop of the green flag. But, as your purveyor of positivity and not controversial comments or statements at all, I knew I must lead you guys to what could be the very last green flag of the year.
Could be. You never know.
You never know. But
There's
as
still...
your podcast leader, two-time, soon to be three-time pole position champion, I'm here for you guys.
Yeah, it sounded like did you get all wore out from trying to get the little one settled down for bed?
No, no. You see, unlike a lot of people, I deal with panic, chaos, and disorder on a daily basis. And I'm tired usually by this time. And I got asked to play hockey tonight, and Becca made it clear that she really has some important things to say tonight. So I said no to hockey. I was about to pass out, and then I heard some stirring coming in Becca's direction, and I was like, okay, this must be it. Kind of like those late season invitationals when you run about a dozen classes and the late models are going out at like 2, 3 in the morning.
That never happens.
It happens too much, Mason. They should be going out at 9, and then I can go home.
Well, as you'll find out, you would have loved this past weekend.
I know.
You would have actually really loved this last weekend.
I would have really loved just going to Minot. They had legends and stock cars, and that was it. And it was one show over 2 days, much to the dismay of some people.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. Becca, how are you doing this week?
Well, I am a little tired because I put the little one to bed tonight, and she's teething, and for reasons I don't totally understand, she wails the moment I turn the lights off. So I don't know if she's suddenly scared of the dark or she doesn't want
No,
to.
she's comfortable being held, and you're just like, get off me, baby. And then she just chucks her into the crib and then runs.
No, when she's starting to do the goes stiff as a board and flailing her arms, I can't handle that. So then I put her in the crib because if she tires herself up and crying for a couple of minutes, then she's more cuddly. and then I'll cuddle her. So,
She
not,
tried that once with Dad, and it didn't work for her.
but yeah, I don't exactly know what that. And sometimes she'll stir sometimes around 11, and then sometimes at like 1 or 2, and then so last night I got up in the middle of the night, I couldn't sleep, but just because it's the off season, doesn't mean I'm not working on racing stuff in the background. And little there's a lot of racing banquets coming up, and so that means I am preparing and getting things ready for upcoming banquets. And so yeah, just because racing season has pretty much come to an end here in our area doesn't mean the work behind the scenes has come to an end. So keep grinding.
That is very true. Even though the race season is winding down for me, down to one more weekend, I looking at my upcoming project list, and
Where are
it's
you going now?
Ogilvy?
the Topless Nationals in Ogilvy, which actually that's gonna be a really busy day on Saturday. Oof. I'm gonna be really tired after Saturday.
Well, never
Jessup,
mind.
think about it this way. After this, besides maybe the race I'll go to in Florida when I run a half marathon, I won't be at a racetrack likely for another 6, 7 months, depending on what the spring does.
I'm going to put this in the nicest of terms. Let's run this back to August when we had a wonderful trip planned out, and I'm still feeling spurned by this. And then all of a sudden, we were informed that we couldn't go because work came into play. And then the individual who said they couldn't go ended up going to Wisconsin and then went on a 7-day racing bender. I think you've been at a track enough. You don't need to be at a track 375 days a year.
Very, very good point. Even though for that racecation, I was not on time to hardly any of those races because I actually still had to work until 6 o'clock every single night.
I almost feel bad for you.
I'm sure you didn't have to work at all early during
Uh,
that time, besides the little one.
I feel I had daddy daycare was much more work.
To be fair, that you're probably right on that.
And that was supposed to be my summer vacation away from baby and
You
Becca.
could have still gone on vacation.
Yeah, Mason, that'd be real fun going to Iowa by myself. That's about as much fun as taking a chainsaw to the.
I mean, I go on a race vacation by myself all the time.
Yeah, every other day. In
I
some
know, it's
cases,
great.
2 weeks straight.
I know, it's a great time. I don't know why you didn't do it.
There are very simple reasons why. Becca would have killed me. My mom would have killed me. And Riley would have just screamed bloody murder the whole time. And then Becca would hold that over my head and I'd be held hostage by both of them because of both of them.
Well, fair enough. Anyways, great to see you both here on this lovely Tuesday evening. A little bit different evening, but now that we're kind of in the off season, have a little bit more free time and a little leeway. And so I want to thank all you watchers and listeners of the Track Packers podcast. We appreciate the support each and every single episode and all summer long. We have a few shout outs, including Deb Ranke, grandmother to Regan Ranke, and mom to Zach and Nate. John Clevin, not sure who John Clevin is. No Hunter Van Gilder, though. So thank you, folks, for tuning in to the latest episode of the Track Packers podcast. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Hitch Harness, with Tyler Hall out of Fertile, Minnesota. Typically drives the number 60 IMCA modified. Didn't do a whole lot of racing this season, mainly with weather shenanigans playing a role, and just with a growing family, keep him busy with that and his business, Hitch Harness. You can go to hitchharness.com to check out all the products they have, including his signature product, the single or double style receiver hitch harness, safely installed in the back of the truck for safe receiver hitch storage. So that way it's not flying out in a case of an emergency, and it's efficient for you to go and access that in your travel endeavors. And so head over to the website, check out all the other things they have as holiday season's coming up, so it can make for some really good gifts. And so, thank you, Tyler, for the support of the podcast. As you can see, the lineup, Mr. Jessup Pelkey is on the pole once again, followed by myself and Becca joining us after being... I don't think you were on the last episode.
I think I fell asleep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was like, where's Becca? And I'm like, there was no response from Becca. So I'm like, okay, I guess we don't have a Becca for that episode, but she's back this week. John is in the midst of bowling as he's got his first tournament this week and is in quarter-end close. So this week's kind of hectic for him. So that's the lineup for this episode. So why don't we get things started with the waving or drop of the green flag and get into who or what we are repping with Mr. Jessup leading the way.
Now, let's first take a moment and let's not let John fool us that it's the quarter-end close that's keeping him away. Bowling madness has gotten a hold of John, and he's the high riser is in perfect midseason form already. He's knocking the pins down, sending them like 7 lanes over. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, you got to see him the other day.
I did see a wild John.
Good.
In his element.
Good.
He seemed pretty happy in his Dakota Classic Modified Tour shirt. That will be what John was repping for this week. I am rocking a totally different modified series tour shirt deal. It's the Sunshine State Modified Tour from 2016. I believe this might have been one of the last years that they ran this one. Might be wrong, but I know I was able to snag a couple of these a long time ago, and it's always fun to pull out old racing shirts to see what you have that a lot of people may never even known existed.
Well, you answered my question is if that tour is still running, but
No, that was an old XR
okay.
promotional one.
I want to
Gotcha.
say back 16-ish, probably prior to that.
What was that, Becca?
I'm thinking that the Sunshine Tour took place with like 2016-ish.
Yes, that's what my shirt says, 2016.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I didn't see that first.
But I did say it.
He did. By the way, Becca, for those wondering, because we have a Track Packers Pick'em League, I was accused of rigging the system briefly because I always post the winner of our Track Packers Pick'em group, the title being the Week 1 winner, Week 2 winner. And I get this message from someone saying Mason is rigging the system because he's winning every single week.
Was that anonymous?
It was not an anonymous person complaining.
Oh, well, then it wasn't me.
It would be this young lad because she didn't realize that within the message that I would list the winner in that post.
I actually have to click on it to see who the winner is. It was misleading, but Mason is leading in the Track Packers Pick'em League, so I still say it's rigged.
Yep. I bet if Jessup is throwing a caution for me saying that Becca is a young lad, this is ridiculous.
The podcast has started. The green flag has been dropped. You're going to the back for calling Becca a lad.
Young lad, young lassie.
Becca, you're on the front row. You've waited all year to get up here. Good for you. Just out there scrapping to get up to this point.
I don't need to go fishing for cautions to.
You're not. I'm not fishing for you. I'm being a very fair and judgmental-free flag person. Hey, Mason. Unfortunately for you, I have flagged at multiple tracks, so I am in my lane. And with that will be your second. That will be your second caution, and we'll throw the ball back out. And you can take a pit side.
Hey, the red flag was thrown to get thrown caution.
There was no red flag.
Well, Becca threw the red flag. Well, either way, cool shirt, Jessup. For my gear this week, repping the Grinsteads, Brenner and Tyson with the hat. Kind of a nice
Bam, bam.
Bam Bam and the Tornado. Both have
Mm.
cool nicknames.
Well, it was the year of the tornado for
It
North
definitely
Dakota.
was.
And Mason made a IMCA Doom scroll with Bam Bam, so
God, that was the best. That was that just for the call itself. Probably one of my favorite calls of all time. Oh, Bam Bam's not gonna like that. And then boom.
Well, and I was actually picturing the actual Flintstone cartoon while I said that too, and I'm just like, oh man, what a line. Anyway, made for a cool clip. So happy to finally officially make it onto the IMCA Doom Scroll. Cool. For the shirt, repping a newish shirt. This is Corey Giesinger out of Watertown, South Dakota, the number 73 with Soda Street stock. Really like the purple. And this is his shirt on the back, and it's got, I think it's Stitch, is the cartoon character on his car.
I like that.
Yeah, I figured you'd like this shirt, Becca.
You and I are very similar in our taste.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, too much color for you, I know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. First off, that why are you trying to insult our palate? The people of relevancy who enjoy a fine designed race car. It's an acquired taste what we have, but once you get it, you learn to appreciate what you see a lot more than all those crazy, wild, tribal, tattooed style cars.
you're like your paint schemes are definitely an acquired taste. I will agree with that part.
Now, first off, no one's. I've never said I really like what you all assume that I like. You just all instantly said one day, that's what he likes. And it's been going for almost 2 years straight now. Might even be 3.
It might be close to 3 at this point.
We've been
Just
doing
like
this too long.
we're about 3 to 4 months away from that season beginning again, where we get to see all the great paint schemes once again. New
And
paint schemes.
it's already started, and I've been sending you some driver changes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, this is the perfect time to get that duct tape on clearance discount.
Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Duct tape is so much easier to just work with. You can change your design midday. Like, if you don't like how it looks or if you're having some bad luck, just rip that stuff off. Let's put it in a different location. If you see Mason showing up and he's badmouthed you move that car number all the way to the front of your side. Put
Yeah.
it at a weird, funky angle that Mason's going to have to, like, awkwardly look at and make sure it's closer to the front wheels than the back or in the middle. Or
Well,
if you really want to upset him, put it up on the sail panels on the back.
I was gonna say, I mean, it wouldn't bug me as much. It'd probably bug people like Stacy quite a bit, especially it's like, oh look, that same car that was off for the heat race now moved their number to a different spot. I don't know whose car number that is.
Why would they need to see the number when they have a working transponder?
Not
Well,
always.
not always. Becca
God,
would
I
know
am
this
funny
firsthand.
tonight. I am funny.
You got all sorts of one-liners tonight. Becca, what are you repping?
Repping one of our sponsors, Tyler Hall. I was trying to find our Track Packer beanie. I wore it to a 4-year-old's birthday party, and I haven't seen it since. So,
Uh-oh.
but don't know where that's at. And then I'm wearing a Justin Vogel, a Wolverine, breast cancer themed shirt because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's a good time to remind yourselves to get yourself checked for all sorts of cancers, not just breast cancer. But yeah, just stay ahead of it and get yourself checked and regularly, and and so that if there is something um, wrong, it can be preventative instead of reactive. So, yeah, that's who or what I'm repping tonight.
Good shirt. Good shirt to rep. I always forget October is always like breast cancer awareness month, and yeah, there's always some good like schemes out there. There's some like promotional stuff for cancer awareness, and so fun month.
And I think Ogilvy's race this weekend, the topless, is kind of a play on it as well.
Woo!
Yes, yes, and no, I will not be going topless like Jessup had suggested last week.
Oh boy.
Especially if the temperature is what it appears to be, I'm definitely not.
Why didn't you go last week? It was nice.
The week before in Ogilvy, one could have pulled that off because it was 85, 90 degrees.
That's something.
And yeah, I was in shorts all night. This last weekend in Fergus, nope.
You poor thing.
Nope.
This might just mean you might have to take that last week off and come hang out with your godchild.
I
Well,
think we planning to come over for Halloween / Dakota Speedway Awards banquet.
yes, that's still tentatively penciled in on my schedule.
Mm.
Mason, go get your Mason time, Jessup. But first racing season.
All right, let's move on.
Alrighty.
I
That'll-
have adult work tomorrow.
Oh, so do I.
So
So does
do I.
Ben.
You get to sleep until like 9, Mason, so don't poke that bear. I work 8:45s rolling around. I suppose I should wake up.
I
Oh,
I told no lies. I'm like, I work
Oh.
tomorrow.
He also works
Anyways, that'll do it for who or what we are repping. And now onto the hot sauce hot memory rewind. A shout out to Isaac Hot Sauce Sandro, the 12S IMCA modified and 104 IMCA stock car. Very busy right now in the midst of harvest and farming as that season is in full swing. You can check out his racing page 12S Racing on Facebook. And if you get to see him at all during the off season, he always loves to hang out and watch football and all sorts of various sports. He's going to be busy with basketball here pretty soon, too. So, thank you, Isaac, for your support on the podcast as well. Now, Jessup, I assume, do you have anything for this segment this week?
you want me to? I can get stuff.
If you want to get stuff, I have 7.
Okay, you go. We'll save my overabundance of stuff for another year.
Sounds good. All right, here's number 1.
That is a race car.
That is a race car. Who is this driver?
10H. Ooh, that's a trap.
This driver still currently races with the exact same number in the exact same class.
Go on.
This driver is from Minnesota.
East or west?
He is on the west side of Minnesota, so
Oh, that
his
doesn't help me.
home tracks would be considered Madison,
That really
Kansas
doesn't help
City,
me.
and Wilmer.
Oh, is this I want to say Heinrich of some sort.
You're correct. Yep.
Andy or
It's Nate.
no? Nate Heinrich. Yep, Nate.
Nate.
Hey,
Heinrich.
I at least got it.
You did get it. Yep. Good job.
I've never been down there. We still got to get down to what track is it? I'm struggling with names at this point of the night.
Are you talking about Fiesta or Juanita and
Yes.
Jordan are? Yes.
Yes, I still got to get down to. Maybe they'll hold another race this year.
I don't think that'll happen.
Eberhart.
Correct.
Yeah.
Josh Eberhart. Yes. I did not remember the scheme from Josh Eberhart.
I don't remember that. I don't.
Ooh. Is that a young dark horse?
It is, yeah. I don't know if he was. This was like year 4 or 5 of him in the IMC mod. He had a
Wow.
different scheme throughout this year, but this is one of the ones that I'm like, Jessup will like this one.
Oh, Mason, I'm gonna get the black flag out. I'm warning you. Oh no, a super stock.
Todd Carter, 'cause I know Todd used to race supers for a while.
Hey, there you go, Becca.
I would have not got that one, although it does say Carter on the number, so I
It does
should
say
have known
Carter
that for that.
Register.
There are a lot of Carters, though. But
Yeah.
just being a super stock, I knew that Todd raced them. I think he's a stock car stampede champion in super.
I
Ooh,
believe so.
Becca dropping some knowledge on us.
I'm gonna listen to this and be like, wrong. Or maybe I'm right. I don't know. We'll see. About it later.
Hmm.
Number 5.
Well, I can tell you that's not Dakota Speedway. And you want to know how I can tell that?
Go ahead.
There's too much tack.
Is it Dustin Erickson?
It is Dustin Erickson.
Hey, good call.
You can almost make out the name.
I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the chunks of mud flying through the air.
There's a lot of mud on that one.
Ooh.
Well, that is some reflective vinyl.
I think this is from the year 2006.
I wasn't around then. Oh, but
This is also a driver that still races today in the same exact class with the same number. From Minnesota, also around the
Dave
Fargo.
Kane. I want to say Dave Kane, but it's not. It's a 2C.
blanking on his name. Blanking on his name.
Curtis? No.
No,
Wrong wall.
usually you see kind of a target around the number.
Rock. Wrong wall. No? Okay.
Target around the number. I'm going to probably say no, no, duh, after you say the name. What's the tracks?
So, well, this track is Jamestown, but he'd probably race, well, back when West Fargo was Wissota, I-94,
Huh.
maybe Grand
Wow.
Forks.
Target around his number. I know I'm
Yeah,
going to.
kind of
Dan
I'm going to.
like a
Target.
scope type thing.
Nope, I'm out.
Blake Jetvig.
Yep, there it is. But honestly, I wouldn't have known that one. I don't recall seeing Blake race that much ever.
Well, and I wouldn't if I wouldn't have found this on the Western Wanderer and saw the picture label, I would not have guessed that was Blake Jetvig either.
Who's the car behind him?
That I don't know.
That would
I
be a John question.
That would be John would know this.
Oh, without a doubt, John would be like, "Why? You guys are stupid. That was Blake jumping. This is the type of chassis he ran with the type of motor combination. Every race fan should know that."
He's not wrong either.
How did you know the track? That's clearly Jamestown.
IMCA Sport Compact.
What was the first part of what you said, Becca?
Kayla Coates. IMCA Sport Compact.
It is.
I was gonna say this one. I would have had no clue, Mason.
I was gonna say Jessup won't know this, but Becca will.
The peasant.
All
I
Kayla.
honestly like that scheme a lot.
It is a good looking scheme. Needs some duct tape though.
There's a lot of gray in it. Doesn't that count?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of gray cars.
I thought you were.
No, no, not really. The only one that I've ever really liked that was all gray was the Tom Berry multiple gray color version from 2 years ago.
Yes.
That's I have the T-shirt for that car.
Yeah.
Good contributions, Mason.
Thanks. Try to get a little bit of everything and try to not stump you guys. John would have just been like this person, like within a
This
split.
is easy. You guys shouldn't have to have hints. I don't even need to look at these photos.
Well, if it's from the Western Wanderer, he probably has that entire website.
Yeah, he does. Well, now that I figured out that J.R. Hughes has a Facebook page along with his website, then I kind of just bounce in between those two. So that is the Hot Sauce Hot Memory Rewind and our track pack report covering a couple of races this past weekend, as we kind of alluded to. I was at one of them. I was at the Gopher Showdown Friday and Saturday over in Fergus Falls. Friday was just heats, and then they did makeup features for the late models and super stocks from the King of the Dirt all the way back in June. So they've been working to make up races from all the way back in the middle of the summer because weather was, of course, was all sorts of messed up this summer. And so just the two features from that Friday night results. Dave Moss ended up getting the late model win on Friday night. And then in the super stocks, I believe it was Shane Sabraski. That's just a guess because I can't exactly remember. It was Shane Sabraski.
Way to go on the limb.
Yeah. So Friday night went pretty smooth. I think we got done around 11. With the forecast on Saturday, there was some precipitation in the forecast later on in the evening, so they moved the starting time up to 3 o'clock. So that meant we're trying to push the show along, and they had quite a few cars on hand, about a little over 260 cars in all the classes, and so very good representation in all the classes. And one of the additions, first class that was out there, the IMCA Sport Mods, first time at the I-94 Speedway, and they had 32 of them. So very good turnout for those cars. And of course, we had a rough wreck at the beginning. Thankfully, Scott Jacobson, who got up in the fence, was okay. But after that, a couple familiar faces that we know, including Keenan Glosser, Gabe DeShaw, Ryan Resed, all battling at the front of the field. And it was Gabe DeShaw getting the win in the IMCA Sport Mods. Not really a big surprise. And his first time at the track, he picked up on the Speedway pretty dang well. So he kicked off feature action on Saturday. Street stocks. It was all Levi Rant from green flag to the checkered flag as he held off Eric Riley and Johnny Carter racing Joe Didi's car once again for the feature win there. The late models are up next, and if you haven't seen the highlight of this, I definitely recommend it. This was definitely the race of the night. It was Tyler Peterson and Dustin Strand going at it, and even though it was a long 40-lap race, for 30 laps, those drivers were duking it out, switching lines, weaving through lap traffic. Very, very fun race to watch. And Dustin Strand ended up with a feature win over a hard-charging Dave Moss who started 18th and got to second. And Tyler Peterson rounded out the top three. In your Wissota Modifieds, Dusty Bitson started outside pole, got to lead right away, and held on for all 30 laps in front of Brady Gertis and the 7-8 of Shane Sabraski. Super stocks, again, Shane Sabraski started on the front row alongside Dexton Cook, although Dexton didn't let him get away, consistently hounding him for the entirety of that race, but Shane would go on to get the win, Dexton in the second, and Tim Johnson, the one junior, in third. Your Midwest Modifieds are up next. Really good run to start with for Scott Tofty and Memphis Kloss in the 47K, but a late race restart allowed the 21 of Jake Smith to take advantage, and he gets another big feature win in special season. So congratulations to the 21 of Jake Smith. The Gen X late models. Now, this race, the Gopher Showdown, was in conjunction with the Scott Angfer Memorial. Scott, who he lost a few weeks ago during the Wissota 100. He was very instrumental in bringing the Gen X late model class to I-94. So they had a very good representation for the Gen X late models. And one of his good friends, Ben Wolden, who's kind of had an up and down season, started up front, held on for the feature win in front of Adam Preeve and Tony Croninger. And that was a very emotional win for Ben Wolden. So congratulations to Ben on that win. And then Wissota Hornets finished out the night. It was raining during this last race. So it's like, oh boy, well, this will be interesting with the Hornets out on track. But they did a pretty good job with it lightly raining for the race. But Jeff Roner, no contest. He got the feature win in front of Christian Cast and William Lang. And that was your feature race action at I-94. We finished just around 8:30. So Nice to get done at a really decent time during special and invitational season. So, fun time in Fergus Falls. The other race that was taking place this weekend was the INEX Dirt Car Nationals up at the Nodak Speedway. First time that race has been up in our neck of the woods since I believe 2017 when it was at Red River Valley Speedway. And so nice to have that race in our neck of the woods for our local drivers. Did Becca and Jessica, because I didn't watch anything live, were you able to watch any live action of the race?
Nope. We were busy and we were unable to find any time to get a real good viewing of the race weekend.
Well, I know they started pretty early on Friday and Saturday, 5:30, I believe, both nights. And so
Yep.
I was, I don't think I had gotten to Fergus on Friday, but I was already well at Fergus on Saturday while they were racing, so I didn't get a chance to tune in at all. But saw that our local drivers had some success. Jessup, before I get down to Becca, because I know she has some stuff to discuss here, any takeaways from the uh, weekend itself for the Legends?
Well, there's a couple ways of looking at it. There's the positives that came out of it. It looked like a pretty successful weekend for North Dakota local guys overall. So that's really good to see. As far as the weekend goes, I mean, they had decent weather for it. Didn't seem like they had to battle any snow or rain. So again, more positive news coming out of it. And yeah, positivity. Yay.
Yeah, I know that leading into the week that there was a little bit of concern, actually more last couple weeks. It's like, oh, we might get a little bit of inclement weather, and I think there was snow up in Canada, kind of around the Estevan area. So thankfully
Yeah.
that did not migrate down towards Minot. So yeah, that was a
You know,
blessing.
you know, it, I I fear the snow kept the forecast of snow, which would have been a light dusting, probably kept some drivers away a little bit, I think. And so that was kind of disappointing. I was really hoping to see more travelers come. And I mean, it, what did I'm going to ask Becca here because she's Mrs. Dakota Speedway, basically. Um, how many legends did we get on the final night?
Championship night. Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
no. Well, we could let's go Oktoberfest.
I think Oktoberfest was over 50.
I think we had like 51.
Okay, and how many cars do we have in the state total, Mason?
Let me check my little picture inventory that I have.
Isn't that around say 90 to 99 ish?
Yeah, I want to say it's around 100.
Just so North Dakota, Minnesota, and parts of South Dakota.
Oh
Correct.
gosh, I actually almost have 120 in here.
3, 4, 5. Well, I'm just gonna do a quick count here. You guys keep chatting. Uh, we'll count and see how many travelers came.
So to put this in perspective, so for the Dirt Car Nationals, they had because they also had IMCA stock cars on hand. They had let's see, 19 stock cars, okay, 19 semi-pro legends, 12 pro legends, 14 masters, and 15 young lions. I was really surprised at the car count.
It was 60 cars on day two because they had like this Charger Legend class. So you factor those cars out.
6, 7, 8, 9.
INEX Legend cars compete for the Nationals this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm
9.
I'm really surprised, but then like as the week kind of progressed leading up to it, and then kind of like seeing how like the not necessarily how the format goes, but I didn't realize how expensive it is just to race this event.
12, 13,
Oh, I see. I just
14,
counting the travelers. I see what he's doing. Because I know
15.
like previous years, this
They
event
had
on the go ahead.
they had about 14 to 15 travelers.
Okay.
That's including Glenn Mitchell.
Right. And like there's not like a set area they're all from. I know there was like one or two from Missouri, a couple people from like Pennsylvania and all that. And so,
And that's counting Wagner if I take the one from Montana as a traveler too.
right.
Which,
Who raced out
do
here?
you know, I was excited for it to be here, and as things got closer and closer, it started to feel like there was a potential for a letdown because the initial pre-entry was pretty low. I thought with over 100 cars in our area, they would probably have like the highest legend count in their history, and that was not the case. It was a bit of a smidge letdown. We'll just call it a smidge letdown.
Yeah, I was even talking with a couple people who were over in Fergus because like last year Legends were at that event. I want to say there was like 30 some over at that event, and we were all talking like kind of surprised there wasn't more. But then as we were looking, like I didn't realize with this event that there was things that were required to be purchased for this event, like tires and then your entry fee. Uh, can get pretty expensive real quickly for race
Well,
events like this.
like okay, so I'm gonna be like the racing purist, the John of this, where there's numbers and like going into your what is supposed to be your national event, and the way it got promoted is this is where the national champions will be like crowned, and all the points will be. It was led that like the points would be determined by this,
Mhm.
and the way I gathered it from previous years, you had to go to or you have to go to the national championship event in order to qualify for the season championship. And like I get you don't want cheating, so you have to buy fuel from here. You have to buy your tires so you don't cheat your tires because racers, we're all ethical except for the ones that aren't. So being in a national championship, I was like, okay, I get it. It seems kind of like a money grab, but okay. If you put it in that perspective and you put all the hype into this is where it's going to get crowned and this is where the championship will be determined, or that's how it kind of felt going into it. Maybe I was reading the situation or the event wrong, but that's what I've always kind of felt that was the main purpose of it. And yeah, no, no, no. I, it's an expensive event, not only for the track, but also for the drivers. And it sure feels like there's only one organization walking out with a lot of money.
Yeah. Becca, did you have any thoughts?
Oh, this will be fun. Becca does have thoughts. Get him, girl.
I don't know why you think that. Um, I'll start off with a compliment. I thought our local INEX legends did really well at Dirt Car Nationals. They won their heat races, they won their qualifying, or they won their feature races. They locked up championships. I saw several got the hard charger awards, others got fastest lap awards. I thought North Dakota showed up and represented really well. Congrats to all of our local drivers. I thought they did really well at nationals. But gee dang it, this event just irritates me in so many ways. And I get it. No sanctioning body is perfect. IMCA, SOTA, USMTS, USRA, they all got their flaws. But I feel like this event for INEX, it just exposes the flaws of this event and organization. And my gripes that I have are not focused on anyone or anything or the class itself. It's solely on INEX. So first of all, why is it so expensive? to race your national marquee event? Why? If there's anyone that knows the answer, I'd love to know. Like, is there a kickback that maybe the drivers will see down the road? I don't know. And if they do, what is it? Is it a couple $100 extra in the points fund bonus at the end of the year? I don't know. Is it worth it to spend $1,300 to race the national event and get a couple $100 at the end of the year? I don't know. But why is it so expensive? And then on top of it, you're going to price gouge your drivers who are attending. Like you mentioned, they had to buy tires and fuel there at the event. And that's not
And
included.
reserved spots.
I saw that they were selling reserve spots, and I don't know if that was No Deck, and I don't know that if that was INEX, but the No Deck Speedway has a fantastic pit area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To buy a reserve pit spot, there's going to be enough spots for everyone. There's only 60 legend drivers. Every spot in that pit area is fantastic. You don't need a reserve pit spot, and I hope no one bought that because I think it was $100 for a reserve pit spot. Again, why are we price gouging our drivers? It's already so expensive to go.
Then they charge the track to host it.
Yes. So kind of what you mentioned, Jess, I feel like the only one that's walking away is with money is INEX because everyone else is giving their money to INEX.
But
And
it's supposed to be INEX for inexpensive.
I say INEX because that just what is flows in my head, but you're correct. It's inexpensive. It's the first four letters of the word inexpensive. That's what INEX is. Oh, so then let's talk about the payouts for this event. And No Deck Speedway did post the payouts, and they have since been deleted. But if my memory is correct, I believe the payouts were 1,400 for the Masters feature, 1,300 for the Pro feature. I want to say it was like 750 for the semi-pros, and the Young Lions got nothing. Now this stirred the racing community in the days leading into nationals.
Oh,
and it seemed like a lot of the anger was directed towards the No Deck Speedway. This had nothing to do with the No Deck Speedway, by the way. This is solely an INEX this decision. They've done this for years. They have not paid the Young Lions for years. So if there are people out there that are upset that the Young Lions, who paid $1,300, just like the Masters, the pros, and the semi-pros, they don't get paid at all. If you're upset with this, you got to take this to INEX, and you got to do it now so that they can prepare for next year's Legends event, not in the days leading into it. So kudos to Mike King, who came forward and put a payout for the Young Lions because they would have had nothing at all. But Mike King came forward and he supplied that payout for them.
I will say it was interesting to see that drivers are openly asking if they can drop their registration from Young Lions to go race semi-pro instead so they could get a payout.
I saw that too.
And again, if this is your marquee event, not a real shining example of what your sanctioning body should be looking like.
Which leads me into my next point. Inexpensive. Like this class was built for the average racer. You don't have to spend a lot of money to go out and race. But if it's $1,300 to race your national marquee event, I feel like you're cutting a huge part of your racing demographic out because most of those people probably don't want to spend $1,300 just to walk in the front door, and that's not including tires, your fuel, your hotel, your food, and travel to get to the event. So you're cutting out most of your demographic by making it so expensive in the first place. I feel like if it was more affordable, you would have way more cars at your national event. And on top of it, it's only geared towards the top points getters in each of the racing divisions. So if you want to go, if you're first, second, third, or fourth, and you have a shot at winning the national title, you have to go race the national event to go defend or go out and try to win the championship. So if you're Joe Schmo from out in Ohio and you're 34th in national points, there's really no desire for you to go because it's geared towards the top points getters. It's so expensive to go in the first place. Why would you travel? What is it, 12 hours from Ohio to North Dakota? Why would you do that? That's so silly. Make it more affordable so that there's a whole bunch of legend drivers, not just here in the North Dakota area, but Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin, North Carolina. it was more affordable, you might get more drivers to come and compete at your national events. Just a thought, I don't know. Or if you're going to charge $1,300 for your entry fee, why is it $1,300 to win? Who boosts that payout? You might get more drivers to come if it's, I don't know, 5,000 to win. Seems like a better payout than breaking even. I don't know.
I
And
will
then,
say that the other sad part about it is their pro division payout isn't even the highest payout for legends in the state.
Yeah.
and then
And this is a national championship.
Yeah.
Championship.
my last gripe, and then I'll move on off my soapbox. And again, if I said anything incorrect, please drop the knowledge in the comments. I'd love to learn more about this because none of this makes sense to me. My last comment. So this race counts towards national points.
Oh, this one.
And in the social media leading into this event from INEX itself, INEX, I should take a screenshot of this, but basically they allude that the points are so close going into championship night.
Assuming they know the points.
But yet, championship night comes and goes. We know who won the features. INEX has done a fantastic job, and as well, and all the other legend social media accounts, whether that's people at the track, Facebook pages, or whatever, right? They've all documented who won the feature races. Preston Martin won the pro race. Sean Johnson won the Masters. Noah Mather won the semi-pros. Great. Where's our national champions? I thought this was the event where you go to, if you're the point leader, defend your championship, or if you're second, third, and fourth in points, go and try to win that championship. You should be knowing your champions. So I say all of this because Monday morning I get to work and I have a staff meeting at like 8:30. So I'm like, oh, I want to make this post for our local legend drivers because Donovan Weist, as far as I know, is the Masters champion. Preston Martin is the pro champion. Um, Ty Olson is the semi-pro champion. But in my search to find the official champions that listed from INEX, I had to go to the INEX page, search for their official write-up from Saturday night, and beautiful write-ups of the feature events and who won the feature races, and then just a little. It's like, oh, Preston Martin won the feature, the national championship in the pro division. Okay, so I'm very quickly trying to, in a hurry before my staff meeting, post this. I forgot a driver. And as soon as I posted it, my phone blew up from people like, you listen, my bad. That's my bad. I was doing it too quickly. I missed time. So I fixed it. But one of the people who told me that I forgot Ty goes on to tell me that the person that won the Young Lions national championship might not be the national champion after all because they have to go and count the points from Big Sky a few weeks ago, and now it might be another driver from North Dakota, which, yay, I'm so glad to see our North Dakota drivers doing well. But I'm just like, how do you not have your points finalized and buttoned up going into your national event? But you're also promoting on social media that the points are so close and we're going to be crowning champions, but we don't have the points finalized yet. In what world does that make sense? You should know your final points going into your national event where you're going to crown a champion. I think that drives me the most insane of it all.
Yep.
A lot of this just makes me think that INEX is just trying to take the driver's money and run away millionaires. Well, not millionaires, but they're walking pretty after this event because they got $1,300 from 60 drivers and only had 3 classes.
So 78,000.
It's quite a bit of change. I feel so. I'm glad you mentioned the whole payout thing, and like, because I know a lot of people were kind of like, because Nodak was doing a lot of the posting and promoting for this event too, and I hope that those that were attending or looking to attend this race don't take it out on Nodak Speedway in particular. And
why not?
What? Yeah, why not?
I'm joking. That was a joke.
Yeah, that was a joke. That was a jab at me. That I deserve that after giving Jessup ridicule for paint schemes. But It was because I was always looking forward to this event being in our own backyard because we have a lot of legends in this state, and that's like this would be a good representation and show how many will show up. But if you're gonna price gouge the drivers before they even get there, and then Nodak basically, I don't know how that process works and try to get this race. My guess is they're probably not going to be jumping at the gun to host this race anytime soon, just with all this stuff and the hoops that they had to go through. That's just my personal opinion, because this seems like it was more of a headache than it probably should be.
Yeah, it didn't seem. I have thoughts about the whole ordeal and the selection process in the first place, which there's nothing wrong with Nodak. Great venue, great city, good people. But I don't think of Legends when I think of Nodak Speedway. And about just shy of 2 hours south of Nodak is the track that has, on average, over 35 cars every Friday night. And the 2 weeks prior, or a week prior, or whatever time period prior, hosted just a one sanctioning class of Legends and had over 50 for one similar format. I don't understand this selection of being up at Nodak. And even if you went east of Mandan and went to Jamestown, you'd still be a lot more centrally located. And I think you would have drawn a lot more cars. But maybe the price kept a few of them away. But
I see what you're saying. And when I INEX, I like to say INEX, I'm sorry. They when they raced at Fargo in 2017, Fargo wasn't racing Legends weekly back then. And
Right.
last year they raced at BAPS over in Pennsylvania, and that's a sprint car track. That's not a Legends track. So I get this. I get the feeling that they try to pick tracks that
yeah, but this one just seems weird. Like, I, I think we've discussed this a lot. I think a good legend sized track is right around a third to a quarter mile track. And the playground of power is rather large, as Becca would say. And again, nothing against Nodak. They do good work with what they have, but it just seems like an odd selection for INEX to choose over other tracks that may have been some more centrally located, may have been a better size fit for them. And I mean, I don't know. I think maybe even Aberdeen might have been a more appropriate setting for them, just for track size.
Yeah, that's a good point, and
And if
they
that,
raced there twice this year, so it's not like people would have a huge advantage there either in that
because they
aspect.
raced more at Nodak than at Aberdeen.
Right.
and I also just want to reiterate that, like, again, my gripe with this event has nothing to do with the drivers or anything or anyone or this class. It's solely with INEX. And I know that the nationals event, it kind of flip flops between central and eastern USA every other year or so. So this is probably going to go back out to Pennsylvania or North Carolina next year. But one day when it comes back
And
into
all of our guys are going to go out there too.
probably, but one day if this event gets to come back to North Dakota, I'd like to see some changes to this event, and I would like to see a lower entry fee and higher payouts because this is your marquee event. And I'm just a little bit disappointed. And it's not against anyone or anything. It's solely with INEX. So
But I think Tupac once said it best. I see no changes. Dun, 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 dun.
That song is going to be stuck in my head. Thank you, Jessup.
That was great.
Yeah, thanks a whole lot. Well, yeah, I had similar thoughts with the weekend, but again, congratulations to our winners in the event. So semi-pros went to Noah Madler. Congratulations to Noah Madler on the win there. Pro Legends went to Preston Martin over Tanner Jones. Masters, Sean Johnson over Donovan Weiss. I believe Sean Johnson's I think he's won this event a couple times now. So good job to Sean Johnson. Young Lions went to a driver by the name of Colton Brock from Williamsburg, Ohio, over Talon Newman from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, and Colton Miller was our top local, finishing in third in front of Regan Ranke in fourth. And I think, did I miss any other divisions besides the stock cars?
What the heck? What was the Charger division?
So I don't know if I thought that there was like a special race where they had like an option to race for like a challenge series type thing. I think that's what that was on Friday because I saw that you could opt into that race if you wanted to for some extra track time. I'd have to look at the full details of that.
I'm not going to say anything until we hear, but that seemed
because there's a mix of drivers. So there's 16 cars in that race, but it's full with young lions, pros, semi-pros. I think it was just kind of like a special race on that Friday. So, and the support class on the weekend was stock cars, which Chris the Crowbar Tuchscher won on Friday night, and Mad Mike Hagan won on night 2. So that was the racing action up at Nodak Speedway during the INEX Legend Dirt Car Nationals. And that was this week's Track Packer Report. A fun little spin on the Track Packer Report this week. And that leads us to upcoming events courtesy of Dakota Dirt, your one-stop shop for everything dirt track racing in North Dakota and surrounding areas. Be sure to check out the website dakotadirt.org and also on Facebook, Dakota Dirt, for all things related to North Dakota dirt track racing. Jessup, anything special taking place in the near future?
Nothing. We're done. The season is over. Clean those tires and like every chemical possible and get them ready. Wrap them up.
What about the banquet? Nodak Speedway's banquet is coming up
I'm here for racing.
25th.
Is it already?
October 25th
Holy
is Nodak's banquet.
Good for them. Being on top of the ball. I bet they get their schedule posted too. Lucky buggers. They are going to be the first ones. The coveted first spot.
And then Dakota Speedway is November 1st, and Jamestown Speedway is November 15th, and I think the Southwest Speedway is also November 15th. So banquet season is upon us, and a few tracks are already getting the celebrations underway. And
so yeah, there's a lot of banquets going on. The one racing event taking place in this region is Ogilvie for the Topless Nationals.
Okay,
Friday and Saturday. I'm planning to go on Saturday only. I have a half marathon that morning too in Fargo, so that's gonna be a really busy day.
Just be smart. That's all I ask.
Yeah. As long as I don't die from the run, I'm still planning to go down there for the last race of the year up here.
You can always come watch it over here.
Well, driving-wise, it would be closer to go to your place by 45 minutes?
Exactly. Then you get free food.
This is true, although Ogilvie...
And you get to see your goddaughter.
This is also true. I mean, Ogilvie does have some of the best concession food around.
Okay, so we're going off on a wild tangent here. I'm not a huge Ogilvie fan. There's nothing wrong with the track. It's a wonderful track. It's a top facilities, plenty of room for parking and pits. I actually like how they have their parking. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's very simple, but it works. And it's a gorgeous facility. Their concession layout is probably one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
It kicks the crap out of Fargo.
He's never been a fan of the Fargo concessions. I've never understood why.
Oh, it takes forever.
Yes, it
Oh, I
does.
guess I've never had to wait in line
It
when I go
is.
there.
Yeah, you order usually in the pit side, don't you?
No, usually by the time I get over to the feature side, if there's a break in between features, I usually go down there if I want a
Oh my
snack or
gosh.
something.
Every time I've been to their pits, I'm sorry, not pits, but their concession, it is like here is the one regular door going in. You all stand in line, and then you all sit there. And for some reason, the last two times they only had one or two cashiers, and both were not moving faster than the speed of smell.
Well,
Well,
be interesting to see how what that looks like for next year, but that's a whole nother discussion. Well, that's all the racing events coming up this in the near future. We will now display the white flag and give a shout out to our good friend Brody Carlsrud in the B1 IMCA stock car. Finished up his racing season for 2025. Had a very nice season with a few feature wins and some great runs. Be sure to stay up to date on his Facebook page, Brody Carlsrud B1 Racing. And he had just posted today that he's going to be igniting that podcast, The Real Deal with B1. So be sure to check that out as he'll do a recap of his season and much more. And so thank you, Brody, for your support on the podcast as well, buddy. Wins of the week. Jessup, do you have any wins of the week?
I will say all the Wissota winners, points winners. You've survived a long season. I still don't truly understand. I need John to explain to me how all the points work out. I I like the simplicity of IMCA points versus you get X amount of points for this position and X amount for this month, and so forth. That's just that's just too much. But then we got to remember if they didn't win their heat, then that race is pretty much useless.
That part I will agree is a little confusing. Even though I personally like heat race points, I just think it makes heat races a little more interesting. But
I like heat race points. I like show up points. I like a very simplistic feature point where, I mean, I don't like the odd increment drops because when you get towards like the end of the season, you start looking at points, and even for track points, you're like, oh, they're back 30 some points. This is pretty much over, and it's like wrong. They're within striking distance, and you just don't know it. And I'm just like, well, why don't we just go by like 40 for first and then 39 for second, or even if you want to drop it to 37 for second and then keep working your way down individually after that.
well, kind of similar to like INEX points since we're just on the INEX Dirt Car Nationals.
Nobody knows what's going on there.
Well, first is 100 points, but it drops by 3 points for each position up to fifth. Then it drops by 2 to 10.
See, I don't
it's
like that.
weird.
That's too. It's too much. We're not going to get on this, or else I'll be angry.
Jessup's like, it's easy. You just memorize the point structure and it's no problem. It's like, okay, yeah, John, easy.
Yeah, Jessup doesn't say that. Jessup says he doesn't like the point structure. He likes simplicity. That's what they taught me in college. That's what they teach you in post college. Use the KISS method. Keep it simple.
I don't know what college you went to, but I heard it's a
They
little
say
bit
keep it
different.
simple, silly. But when you have to talk to people who need to hear it the brutal way, you keep it simple.
Boy, we are grinding axes today.
Ugh. Who's who says they're grinding? They've already been ground. They're ready for filleting.
Well, we've done some filleting today too.
Uh no, let's take a look here. Joey Jensen would get my second one for his win over at Hibbing with the Hot Dish Nationals. I think that was a kind of a neat event. Just a nice end of the year event. What was the Superior one? Wasn't that like the Can Am?
Yeah, because that no longer is a thing, is it? Because they could never get
No,
it in with weather.
yeah, but that was always a fun one to see, like the the points chase, the individuals who'd go all the way over to Superior for just that event, and you'd sit there and you'd be like, "Huh, there's no way in 1,000 years I thought that guy would come over here."
So can I build on Joey Jensen because he was also one of my wins of the week? So he raced James Trentino's Midwest Mod on Friday in Fergus.
Yep,
Won his heat because he needed
yep.
to win both his heats in both the features in Fergus and Hibbing to take over the points lead. So he won his heat on Friday. He's over in Hibbing with his 30 car that he's ridden racing all year, wins his heat, and then wins the feature. Now, there was a plane lined up for him to take him from Hibbing over to I-94. But with the way the schedule worked out with moving the start time up 2 hours, that kind of eliminated his
Why did they
chance
move
to
it up
do that.
to? Oh, was it the weather?
It was the weather, and like
Oh,
it was literally raining the last feature, so like it wouldn't have. I don't like, and it was pouring after that. So
well, if they would have just, he was on the front row of the feature, wasn't he?
no, for Fergus, he's gonna start I think ninth.
But he won his heat.
It was passing points.
Oh, forgot. Oh, those dumb things.
Yeah, I think he was either gonna start seventh or ninth.
Here's another axe we can grind. I'm gonna I'm gonna call it out for people who don't like to hear this, aka drivers. Fans don't like passing points. You want to know why? Because USMTS passing points allows that a winner might not make a feature. And if you don't have the fans understanding what's going on, it won't make for good entertainment because they won't come back after it if the person who wins doesn't make the feature. Drivers love this crap until they draw the pole.
Which I think was the case for Joey. I think he started on
Yeah,
the
but
pole in his heat.
it should be the Jerry brothers. If you win, you should be up near the front.
Yep, he
At that,
started on pole in his heat.
no, but it doesn't matter. You won.
All right, no, I'm not. I was
Hold
just
on.
confirming
So explain this to me. What is the purpose of racing?
to win.
But passing points make it seem that passing is more important than winning.
Well,
The,
then
per- the
just
point of
playing
racing is to win,
right. I
not
know
to just pass cars.
I know what drivers are going to say. It's like, well, if you get a bad draw, this at least saves you in case
Yeah,
you're
but it
not
screws the guy who won.
right.
So if the guy starts on the pole and wins, should he be subjected to punishment because he won? And some person who had a bad draw passes 7 cars, but still loses by a half a track?
I thought it was is it that does the mod tour do like heat race winners like get like the first like couple of rows and then after that then it goes by passing points to determine who's automatically locked in?
Dakota Classic Modified Tour uses the Deary Brothers passing points so that the heat race winner, I think it's like 300 passing points. So that no matter
They will make it in regardless.
12, drive to the field, finishes second, no, he's going to have a lot of passing points. He's not going to have more passing points than your heat race winner. So that's why the heat race winners always have the most points. And then you have, so depending on car counts, you'll have like 6 heat race winners, and then they'll take the next 2 in passing points, or 3 or 4, whatever the numbers equal out to. So that's what you see on the Dakota Classic Modified Tour, which is simple enough for the fans to understand because you know your heat race winners are gonna be in the redraw. They will be starting up front along with the next 2, 3, 4 passing points. Guys.
Well, and so like say if you have someone that starts sixth and moves up to first, they get those passing points too along with that.
Yeah, because I think it's like 250 to just win, and then you also get your passing points if you would
Gotcha.
turn it like 4,
Mhm.
right? So yeah,
Okay, so you
First,
still would get reward for passing if you did.
yeah. If you
I like
pass,
that.
if you start at the back and you win, you're probably going to be on the pole. Anyhow, I really would like to say that going back to my first winners or all the national ones, it's very impressive how close a lot of the national points came down to.
Yes.
And my other winner is going to be, hmm, hmm, I don't know. I just don't know, Mason. I don't know.
It's slim pickings. I don't blame you.
I'll go with Shane Zabrowski. He
That's a good one.
he could have probably easily had two national championships along with his 1,000th win this season. He had an acceptable year.
He did have an acceptable year. Becca, go ahead on your wins of the week because I don't want to make sure I don't want to take any.
Sure thing. My first one of the week goes to Mike King because after um, fans, pit crews, drivers found out that the Young Lions were not going to get paid at the Legend Car Dirt Nationals. Uh, again, not Nodak's fault. It's just something that INEX has done for years, is not pay the Young Lions. And so Mike King um, felt like he came forward and put a purse up for those young drivers. So he didn't have to do that, but thank you, Mike King, for coming forward and putting up some prize money for those young drivers because they also paid the same amount of money to race at the Dirt Nationals, but for whatever reasons, I would love to know why INEX chooses not to pay the Young Lions. So thank you, Mike King. My second win of the week goes to Chris Tusher. As far as I know, this is his first full season in the IMCA stock car. He's been racing for years, so he could have been racing these things many years ago.
Yep.
But this is his first full season in the IMCA stock car, and he's got his fourth victory of the season this past weekend up at the Nodak Speedway during Legend Car Dirt Nationals. He picked it up on night number 1, so congratulations to Chris. And then my third win of the week goes to Preston Martin. I think he had a perfect points score going into the Dirt Nationals weekend. Basically, he just had to defend the points on the track, and he did that by going out and winning his feature on Saturday night. So congratulations, Preston Martin. This is his second national title in the pro division.
Excellent set of wins. John did submit his wins of the week. Gage Shaw, win number 1. That was his 30th win of the year. So congratulations to Gage Shaw on getting another feature win on a very stellar 2025 season. Gave a win to Mike Hagan, who won on night 2 up at Nodak during the Legend Dirt Car Nationals. And then Anthony Macri with the win for the Pennsylvania Posse in honor of Bobby Allen. So I think the Posse ended up beating the Outlaws for the most part this year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. We can get real deep into the whole hatred going on in the world of sprint cars right now. It's a real thing. Everybody hates each other for the most part out there.
Can't we all just
You got to
get
pick
along?
High Limit or World of Outlaw. There's no choice. The Midwest is World of Outlaw.
Can't we all just get along?
No.
Nope.
You want to know why? Because of bleeping passing points.
Oh gosh! Stay tuned for the next episode of the controversially non-controversial podcast.
You won't even let me do that anymore.
Well, I believe me, I have enough material after tonight.
We haven't even begun to scratch the surface, Mason.
Mason, what are your wins of the week?
So I've been trying to get a couple. I have one for sure. Dustin Strand definitely gets a win of the week. Great weekend over at Fergus Falls, especially winning on Saturday after a very heavyweight duel. And he snuck up into second in the national points. So, great job to Dustin Strand in the 71. I think even though Jessup gave a win to all the points winners in Wissota, I do got to give a shout out to Blake Adams, specifically in the 40D, as he won the modified points championship in his rookie season. That's pretty dang good. And of course, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And you know what? Just for fun, and it's still within the racing realm, my third win of the week goes to good old Denny Hamlin for winning at Las Vegas.
I have two other winners. One, My other winner win is going to be the Barnharts. Congratulations on their wedding. Good people, good fun, good food, great small town wedding. Second, we'll wrap this up. So get your checkered flags ready. Congratulations to all of us to make it through another 2025 racing season. We did good. To all the drivers, to all the paint schemes, even the tribal tattoo schemes, you were there. To the duct tapers, to the people who enjoy pulling the pin and passing points. We all survived another season. And that's all that matters. We got to have some laughs. We got to watch some people yell at each other. We
got to see some tornadoes.
Yeah, we got to see tornadoes. And for the most part, we came out on the other side of it better than we were before.
What an inspirational message.
And for that, I bid adieu to all of us. We are the true winners. You stay classy, Midwest.
Well, we'll have a best of show. We'll still wind down the season a couple more times before the year's totally out. But for now, that'll do it for episode 30 of season 4 for the Track Packers podcast. As always, thank you to all you watchers and listeners. Be sure to like, share, and comment whatever you feel your feelings are on racing. Thank you to our sponsors, Hitch Harness, The Real Deal with Beal and Brody Carlsrud, and Isaac Hot Sauce Sandro. Banquet season is upon us with maybe 1 or 2 more races around the region or country. So, until then, we'll see you out there packing the track.